Hi, my name is Gabriel Morales, and I'm going to be speaking to you today about mental health. I'm sure you've heard about it before and you know what it is, but in case you haven't or you're not completely sure, mental health is defined as a person's condition with regard to their psychological and emotional health. Just like your physical health, you have to take care of your mental health or it won't be at 100%. Just like your physicality, you can have mental illnesses. A mental illness is anything that affects your mood, thinking, or behavior. I'm sure you've heard of a few mental illnesses, for example, depression, anxiety, panic disorder, or obsessive compulsive disorder, or OCD. These are the four that I decided to focus on for my talk. To give a quick rundown of these, depression is feelings of severe despondency and dejection. Anxiety is a nervous disorder characterized by excessive uneasiness and apprehension, typically with compulsive behaviors and panic attacks. Panic disorder is a psychiatric disorder in which debilitating anxiety and fear arise frequently and without reasonable cause. And OCD is a personality disorder characterized by excessive orderliness, perfectionism, attention to detail, and a need for control in relating to others. These are the definitions, but everyone who has them experiences them differently. A lot of people have done talks about mental health, so how is mine going to be different? Well, I figured that there aren't a lot of high schoolers in Cabo who want to talk about this kind of issue. I made a survey about mental health and sent it out, and about 100 kids from around Cabo and some other schools in Mexico took the survey. And here are the results. As you can see, there aren't a lot of students that have panic disorder and OCD, but there are some more students with depression and definitely a lot more with anxiety. Other studies did similar research, and anxiety is the #1 most common mental illness experienced by teenagers in Mexico. I did some research to find out why anxiety is more common, but there isn't one exact answer. We can attribute it to things that are common in our culture, not sleeping, some forms of social media, even social stigma. I see a few ways that students can get the help they need. The first is something we can all change. In Mexico, the main public healthcare system is IMSS. One of the IMSS's pre-existing excluded conditions is mental illnesses. This means that you cannot enroll in IMSS if you already have a mental illness. The same can be said for INSABI, the other main healthcare system. This needs to be changed. Everyone should be able to get the help they need because mental health is just as important as physical health. Then there are ways the students can help themselves. For example, sleeping. 8 hours of sleep per night is what is recommended for teenagers. Over 70% of the students who took my survey get less than 8 hours of sleep per night. I think this is a great and easy way to make yourself feel better daily. Another way is communication. I hate talking to doctors about what I'm struggling with, but something that helps me a lot is writing about it. You don't have to show it to anyone, but writing about your feelings will help you to realize what those feelings are and how they're affecting you. And that brings me to my final point, mindset. There are two kinds, growth and fixed. I used to think that these were just ways for teachers to give us a lesson on why we should study more, but now I realize they actually exist. A growth mindset is one where you realize your mistakes, learn where you went wrong, and grow from it. A fixed mindset is one where you think that things are out of your control and that you can improve farther than you already have. These aren't as black and white as they seem because everyone's brain works slightly different. The point is, just because you have a mental illness doesn't mean you can't do anything about it or that you just have to wait it out. Overall, our community as a whole should be pushing for mental health care in Mexico. And for the students and teenagers, don't forget that you aren't alone and that you can take steps to help yourself. Thank you.